When you think about your local library, you probably picture a quiet place, just filled with books. But what if I told you there's an invisible tech revolution happening right there on the shelves? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see how libraries are becoming these amazing, smart, responsive spaces. And it all starts with some really cool tech you probably use every day and don't even realize it.
I mean, we all have that classic library memory, don't we? That smell of old paper, the super hushed silence, and, the thump of the date stamp. But behind all that nostalgia, there was a ton of manual work. You had long lines just to check out, and that endless hunt for a book that someone put back in the wrong spot.
So, what if that library could be, well, smarter? What if it could manage its own collection, maybe anticipate what you're looking for, and even adjust the lights and temperature to create the perfect reading vibe? That's not science fiction anymore. It's the reality that's driving a really quiet but powerful revolution in libraries today. At the heart of the old library's biggest challenge was the barcode. Yep, the barcode. Every single book had to be scanned, one by one. Taking inventory? Oh, that was a massive project that could take weeks. And checking out? A slow-moving line that kept the staff stuck behind a desk instead of out there helping people. And this is where the game changer comes in. RFID, which stands for Radio Frequency Identification. This is the wireless tech that is completely rewriting the rules for how a modern library can work. So what exactly is RFID? Okay, imagine a barcode that doesn't need to be seen to be read. Instead of using a visual scanner, RFID uses radio waves to identify an item automatically, even if it's tucked inside a book or sitting at the bottom of a huge stack. And this is really where RFID just leaves the barcode in the dust. You can't scan a barcode you can't see, right? But with RFID, you can scan an entire stack of books all at the same time. Plus, the tag isn't just a number. It can hold way more info, like whether a book is checked out or exactly where it belongs in the library. At its core, the whole system is actually pretty simple. You can think of it like a three-part conversation. You've got a tag on the book, an antenna that's sending and receiving signals, and then a reader that translates those signals into useful data. So here's the play-by-play. A tiny little tag gets placed inside each book. The antenna sends out a radio signal that kind of wakes up the tag, and the tag then broadcasts its unique ID. The reader picks up that ID and shoots it straight to the library's computer system, updating the book status instantly. It's all happening in real time. Now, not all tags are created equal. You've got active tags, which have their own battery, they have a really long range, but they're expensive. That's why libraries almost always use passive tags. These don't have a battery. They actually get powered up by the reader's signal itself. This makes them super cheap and durable, which is pretty much perfect when you have thousands and thousands of books. Okay, so we've got the tech down, but what does this actually look like when you walk into the library? This is where the whole experience just completely changes, for both the staff and for you. This technology is working all around you, maybe without you even noticing. It's what's powering those seamless self-checkout stations. It lets staff take inventory just by walking down an aisle with a scanner. It helps them find a misplaced book in minutes, not hours. And yeah, it's the brain behind those security gates at the exit. I mean, just think about checking out. Instead of scanning each barcode, you just place your entire stack of books on a pad, and boom, they're all checked out instantly. Same thing for returns. You drop them in a smart bin, and the system automatically checks them all back in. No waiting, no fuss. The impact of this is just huge. It's not just about being faster. When library staff aren't stuck scanning books all day, they have more time to help people with research, to run workshops, and to actually engage with the community. And on top of that, the catalog is more accurate, and with better security, way fewer books go missing. But tracking books, that's really only the first step. The next level of a smart library is giving the building itself a set of senses, kind of like a nervous system that can monitor and react to its own environment. And this is where sensor technology comes in. These small electronic devices are basically the library's eyes and ears. They can detect changes in motion, temperature, light, and a whole lot more, turning the physical world into digital data we can actually use. And the applications here are incredibly practical. You can have temperature and humidity sensors that protect priceless rare books from damage. Occupancy sensors can show you on an app which study rooms are free. Light sensors can automatically dim the lights in empty areas to save energy. The building itself actually becomes responsive to the people inside it.
All right, so let's put it all together now. When you combine the amazing item tracking power of RFID with the environmental awareness you get from sensors, you create something that's way more than just an efficient building. You get a truly intelligent public space.
The combined benefits are really powerful. The book collection is better preserved, visitors are more comfortable, and the spaces themselves are managed way more intelligently. The library ends up saving money on energy costs and can get instant alerts for emergencies, like a water leak, which helps protect all its valuable resources.
Of course, this kind of transformation doesn't just happen overnight. There are some real-world challenges. There's the high initial cost to install everything, the need for ongoing tech support, and some really important questions about data privacy and security that have to be managed very carefully.
But ultimately, RFID and sensor tech aren't just some futuristic gadgets. They really are the new foundation of the modern library. They're the tools that make automation possible, that enhance security, and that create a truly user-focused experience for the 21st century. And all this brings us to a much bigger question. If our libraries can become this intelligent, what's next? Could our museums, our train stations, our parks, could they also become smarter, more responsive spaces? The lessons we're learning inside the library today might just be the blueprint for all the public spaces of tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.